Okay, let's try this again. Let me make sure I'm online. Okay, so this is going to be my 2025 year in review video. Um, so as you can see, my brand new logo is up on screen, but we're gonna switch it over to my year in review video. So this is kind of a lengthy video, 15 minutes long, but it goes over every, well, most every piece of art that I made throughout the course of the year. So we're just gonna start this. Okay, so I started this year by kind of getting into watercolor. Um, I have to be kind of careful with the sound that I play on these videos because it doesn't matter if it's uh, um, royalty free, I still get claimed on it. But anyways, yeah, I started kind of dipping my toe into watercolor, and this was a really big year for fan art, even though I didn't really get to finish everything I wanted to. Here is a study on foxes that I did. This is a colored pencil piece I did on octopus. And then here I kind of got into digital art a bit more, starting with traditional sketch and then just added effect to it digitally. I was trying to show the transition between my actual sketch versus the digital rendering. This fox was based on a nine-tail fox, but I did two different versions of it. One was completely digital. This one here was traditional, and then I just added digital digital edit to it. I also got into perspective landscape. So you saw the final version and then the edit, digital edit. This is another watercolor piece that I put digital effect on. This was a two-tone or a uh, two different brand colored pencil I was comparing to each other. Now I did put almost everything in this review, even the bad art. I'm going to let you guys decide which is the bad art, because art is subjective. So just some landscapes that I did, just full marker art. This is kind of a neat piece I did, kind of bubble world. Another landscape. This one was that one was very cartoonish. Another dragon creature. Landscape. Like I just previously said, I didn't get to finish everything that I wanted to this year, so the landscape that just showed, I'm gonna have to get into that again next year. For the fan art that I did for the month of May, which is what's showing right now, I had hoped to actually have time to create a finished product with this, but we're in the end of November as I'm recording this right now, and I don't think I'm going to have time to make the finished product that I wanted. So, um, hopefully look forward to that next year. And even for that, some of the pieces that I did during the month of May, some of them weren't 1 day pieces. Some of them took a couple of days. So my month-long challenge to try to create a piece a day didn't really work. But I still ended up creating quite a bit for this project. It ended up taking me 3 months to finish everything that I wanted for this project. This was kind of a neat piece. Full colored pencil, that scarab or hieroglyph stone tablet. Okay, and then this was a watercolor colored pencil piece that I tried to render over several months. I'm happy with it, and yet I know that I could do better with more practice. So that was a fail. Uh, Again, good art versus bad art is subjective, but trying to take a failed piece to finish semi okay piece. And then we get into full digital pieces here. I traditionally created the sketch, but fully painted it in and vectorized the line art. The last one with the tree, I'm quite happy with how that one turned out. But more practice, I think. This piece here, uh, I took this one in stages for the transition here, but the final effect is all digital. This is a mixed media piece, colored pencil on top of marker for that apple. And then now we're getting into my October challenge, my Beasttober. Excuse me. Again, I have plans to compile all of these images for October into a final piece, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to have time to do that within 2025. My perspective on this house needs some work, but I tried. Now, if you were with me when I streamed the cornstalk, it was in two pieces, and I digitally edited it into one stalk. Some of the creatures I came up with for Beasttober were kind of interesting, like this upside down scarecrow creature. I think my interpretation of a werewolf didn't quite hit. It could just be a dog. And then, yeah, trying to create a beast a day. I didn't, if you were with me, I ad nauseum repeated myself on not taking the list per day, just coming up with ideas for each prompt and then going with it. The birds, I could have tried to be a bit more inventive with that prompt. I'm not sure if my camera froze. And I think I said this a couple of times, if not several times, that some of my prompts were too similar. But trying to come up with 31 different prompts, I don't know, not as easy for me at least as it seems for other people. Now, on this one, the Frankenstein, I did go in and digitally add those stitches. I think the pumpkin spice one came out kind of interesting. And I mean, the owls kind of were a bit too bland too, but I tried. But then, yeah, the rats are just rats. Now, the prompt for this one was supposed to be clown, and I drew a gesture. I don't know if I stretched the parameters a bit too much. Now we're getting down to the end here. Some of the months this year were a bit thin for finished art pieces. I calculated, and at least in this reel, there's about 167 pieces, which is nowhere near like a piece a day. But this year was complicated for me. Lots of stuff going on in the background that made me skip streams or gave me time restraints. But I want to sincerely thank anybody who took the time to watch my streams live or after the fact on Twitch, who followed me here on Twitch, and for anybody, all of the people who followed me on YouTube. I hope you guys are getting any kind of enjoyment. I mean, I would assume that you are. That's why you're bothering to watch anything that I put out. But yeah, because of the job that I have, I'm gonna actually be calling it this year. That's why I'm doing this year in review right now, because I have to take off for the rest of the year so I can try to catch up on things with work. But I plan on being back, hopefully, after the first week in January. So I'm not sure. I might be back the 5th of January, so like the first Monday, or maybe the 12th, which would be the second Monday in January. We'll have to wait and see. But I will be back either way. I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and any other holiday that I'm not thinking of right now. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever. But yeah, I will see you all in January 2026. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.